welcome to Coffee with Joy, your favorite host, Joy, with Coffee with Joy Talk Show and Podcast. I'm so excited to have my friend, Tonya, aka Lady J, as we continue to talk about motherhood. It is Mother's Day. I know, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there and mothers to be, mother in any form. Happy Mother's Day. So today we're talking about how does she handle motherhood? How does she handle her kids, dealing with technology, community, and so much more? So please stay tuned. After these messages, we're going to bring my guest, Tonya, on. Welcome back to Coffee with Joy. I'm going to bring my guest, Tonya, on, aka Lady J. So going forward, we're calling her Lady J. So Lady J, before we begin, can you tell people a little bit about yourself?
All right, who is Lady J? So Lady J, well, first and foremost, I am a business owner. I own Pour Decisions. We are known for our cocktails and mocktails, but definitely fresh lemonade. I love fresh lemonade. Mom of four, hard worker, praying woman as well.
Yes.
I'm a good friend. That's what I think I am anyway. I'm about community. I'm about building and bringing women together. I love to have good times. I'm a big kid at heart. So that's me in a little synopsis.
Yes, see, motherhood looks good on you. Let me tell you, motherhood looks good on you. So being a mother, it's like you have your kids across the spectrum, college and still in grade school. Like, how are you handling across the board, and you're almost with a few as you're proceeding to empty nester. So how is Lady J operating in those realms, college and still in grade school? What does that look like in Lady J household?
You know what? I'm happy I'm here because, baby.
Yes.
It has been a journey, So I do have four. My oldest is 23. My youngest son is 20. My oldest daughter is 15. My youngest daughter is 8. My 23-year-old, he made some life choices. Mm-hmm. I would say he was that child that made me really understand that you don't have control, as much as I wanted to control things. The world also plays a part, So even with me instilling right and wrong, giving consequences as well as rewards, he still chose that type of lifestyle. That was something hard that I really had to deal with. Part of me thought it was my fault. But going through counseling, going through counseling, prayers, and recognizing that I was treating him the same way I treat all of my children. I believe in correction. I believe in love. I believe that when you correct those, that's love, So he was very challenging. My second son, that's my old man. When he was 5, he was 50. So, he's like the big brother. He makes sure everything is done. He was a big support, especially when COVID happened, because at that time I was a youth correctional officer. So I was not home a lot. The kids were home, they was homeschooling, stuff like that. So he kind of stepped in with that. My oldest daughter, what can I say about that one? That one right there, she made me want to take her to see Jesus Christ real bad, but she's her. And I like that about her. She's comfortable with who she is. She doesn't change for anybody. That's another one that shows me I really don't have a lot of control. And, so even with trying to make the threats, things like that don't work, But the youngest one, like that one, Yeah. She kind of put the balance. I feel like she was the one that balanced us all out, So, because she's full of life. She just loves, and she just loves, and she just loves, and she's funny. Yeah. She's that iPod generation. iPad generation. So she asks a lot of questions. She just talks. That's another one. So it's interesting because when I look at my oldest son and my oldest daughter, they have a lot of similarities. When I look at my youngest son and my youngest daughter, they have a lot of similarities. But this journey has been very interesting, and I am happy to be at the end.
At the end, yes, at the end, because I mean, it's really a joy, you know. People really don't get to see the true laughter or really get to see the high and low moments, right? So those are the moments that you can appreciate, especially when your child enter into a different phase of life. I know that's like that beams a mother's heart, you know. And as you explain, thank you for sharing too. And as you explain the different stages of your child, how has correction been? You know, how do you correct in Lady J's household? Because you know, everyone got their own little stigma, their own little ways. And some parents, because you know, we do it. When you outside and you see some parents, you like, I will get that kid. When a kid act up, you know, immediately your behavior structure just goes in place, knowing that that child ain't gonna embarrass me. So what is Ladies J correction, or what does she do to make sure that her children stay in line in the house as well as outside the house?
You know, that's very interesting because, again, I have 4 different stages, right? So, starting with my boys, I was super hands-on. Um, I was a disciplinary for real. It wasn't so I feel like respect goes both ways. So it wasn't necessarily trying to make them feel less than, if that makes sense. But instilling certain things in them, because we have a lot of men that don't know how to pay bills, that really don't know how to lead households, right? So when it came to my boys, my thing was I didn't want to have mommy boys. So I wanted them to be able to stand on their own, correct them.
Yeah.
I did the other type of corrections that I don't want to say.
The Bible says spare the rod, spare the child.
Exactly, right? So I did some of that. I also believe in taking away things. Like I said, with my oldest, he made certain choices. So I kind of gave him a taste of that, you know, where this how you want to live. I'm going to show you how it's done. So you just eating peanut butter and jelly for the week. Hey, you got your protein, you got your fruit, right? You know? You know, you get your fruit, you get your milk, you know. So I think it's just different stages, and then you have to also know the child. So my kids used to say I yelled a lot, and I did. You know, I did. You know, that would be the first thing, because you're frustrated, especially after you said something 3 times. It's like, what? Come on now.
Yeah.
I'm learning how to be this gentle parenting, but yeah. You do have to talk to these children different.
Yeah.
Because they are more sensitive. But I do believe in correction. Yeah. So I may not necessarily have to put my hands on you. I speak more. And when my voice elevates, I'm expecting for you to move.
Right.
You know. But I still might get up in your face. Like, you know, to let you know, like I let my kids know I'm a little crazy. I can be a little crazy. So if you want to go there, we can go there, you know. So.
Yeah. And it has to be, you know, it has to be, because at the end of the day, you are all they got. And I'm just a firm believer that I'd rather allow my child to suffer with me than when they get out in the world, they have a better handle. Only because if I don't teach them the yes and no, you can't have everything, I don't know who I'm creating. Because if you don't correct the problem now, the problem's going to get corrected, and it may not get corrected in the right form. So when some people say, hey, that's not right, well, that may not be right for your child, but it writes for my child. And like you say, you have 4 kids. So what may have worked for the goose may not have worked for the gander. Correct. What worked for the first may not work for the last. The last you could just look at. Right. And they tip-top shape. The first, I may have to put these paws.
But even now, you still have to sometimes, because this generation is different.
Yeah.
This generation of children, they are definitely different. And even when you do correct, even when you do discipline, like I said, with my oldest, he made me realize the control piece, right? So even though I'm instilling certain things in you, at the end of the day, they're their own person.
Yeah.
And they still may go out there and do something that they know is absolutely absolutely wrong. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, you still have to deal with that because the world also plays a part.
Oh,
So, you have to be mindful of that, and you have to be a realist to that as well.
Yeah.
So I think especially with my daughter, especially with my oldest daughter, I talk to her a lot. I talk to all of them, but I try to meet them where they are. So I ask questions, you know. I don't believe in saying, oh no, wait to do this, wait to do that, because that's what was said to me, right?
Yeah.
Which made me a little sneaky.
Yeah.
So right?
Yeah.
So I try to be more, and people try to say, oh, is you being friends? No, I'm not trying to be your friend because we're not friends. We're not on the same level. However, I want you to be comfortable with me.
Correct.
So if you are feeling like you want to try something, if you are feeling, because again, they're teenagers. She's a teenager. My boys were teenagers. They're now young adults. So your body start going through these changes, you know, as they say, you start smelling yourself. So versus saying, oh, wait, no. Let's, like with my oldest son, I used to let him date. I would let him go out with his little girlfriend. I would go with them sometimes, or her mom would go. Vice versa with my second son. So it's the same with my daughter. It's like I don't want them to be sneaky. Because life is life, right? You're going to want to try some things.
Yeah.
And let's be real about it. It's going to happen whether you want it to or not. I just want them to be comfortable to have that conversation with me. So I ask a lot of questions.
Oh no, facts. And you made a great point too. And it's like breaking generational curses, right? Because just because it worked for my grandmother, my mom may not work for me and my child, right? Because I do see what went wrong with me and I don't want that. And yes, I do believe spare the rod, spare the child, but at the same time, sometimes it takes a conversation because you really want to know why. Because even though I may do this, but did it correct what needs to for the future? If not, then I'm doing something wrong. So sometimes we have to take a step back, and it's not diminishing our power or saying that we have any power. It's just that I want my child to know they could come to me at all costs, whether good, bad, and indifferent. Because if they can't come to me and they seek elsewhere, now I'm inviting problems. So that's very good that you're recognizing that, okay, you know what? Let me calm down internally. Let me find out what the problem is. Because again, you could still be open, and kids are human. And I try to tell people, kids are human. They're not just going to just automatically, they're not switches. They don't turn on and off just because you say stop and just because you say go. No, it takes a while. You could say the instruction 10 times. Why you have their 5 kids and only 2 paid attention? Because again, is the reception, the receptor, everything internal. We don't know how God built us. We just know that God gave everybody a little this, a little that, you got something I ain't got. So it just operates. So as you know, you with your family and
sorry,
you're good. You're doing activities and stuff. How do you bring your family together? What activities do you all do? Are there any sports? How do you keep them active and really keeping that, I want, for lack of saying, fun side as a mother, without you like, okay, I just go to work, we go here. No. What do you do to incorporate fun in your household?
Oh my goodness, girl. I am the one that always have to come up with something fun to do because they boring. Like,
not boring.
Especially that girl. She cool with just laying in the bed all day on FaceTime with her friends and they all just looking at each other, just sitting there, right? So she's in a lot of activities, so she always have me running around. The youngest one, now she is the one that loves to do stuff. So it's like, come on, Ma, let's do some TikToks. Come on, Ma, let's play some games. Then I have to drag the other one out. So I literally have to take that one with me because if not, if I be like, come on, let's go here. No, I don't want to go. Why? You're not doing anything. You're just in your room.
Yeah.
I don't want to go. And then when I take her, she having a good time. And I'm like, see, come on. So we always doing something, whether I don't like to spend a lot of money. So I try to find free stuff. So
look, I say that out loud.
Yeah.
It's too literally, it's so many, you be surprised how many things are free, especially when you have a kid. It is free. You be surprised. It just takes a little research, right? And you may have to drive a little distance or go somewhere. But if you plan accordingly, there's so much things, hence the park.
Yep. The park, I'm not a big fan of the park though. I'm sorry. I don't really like it. So we will go to the inside park or we'll go to the mall. So like
Yeah.
my youngest one, she's like, come on, can we just go to the mall? And she
Mhm.
likes to play in the play area. Then we get some ice
Yeah.
cream or some Chick-fil-A as she calls it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a big fan of McNasty.
Yeah.
So we just do different stuff. Like my baby girl, she, Chris Brown, them, they getting ready to go on tour.
Yeah.
You don't know that I got us tickets. So, I don't know. It's whatever, however we're feeling. But a lot of the time, it's the youngest one.
Oh,
She'll just say like, okay, can we have a movie night? And
okay.
we'll go to like Walmart, get our popcorn, our candy, we pick movies, everybody pick a movie. So we watch her movie, then we watch the oldest one movie, then I watch my movie. Or if we want to play games. Because again, money is a little tight at times, and you don't always just want to you don't always think you have to always go out. And that's something that I'm trying to teach my kids.
Yeah.
You're not gonna always have it. And right now, mommy ain't got it. So let's figure out how we about to ball on a budget.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
So
facts.
we can still have fun that way. So
and then and if you could tell a little bit about your business, because I know you all have some great fun at home making drinks, with your business. Because not only you're a full-time mom, but you have your business. Like, how do you incorporate your kid in that? And if you tell us a little bit about your business.
Oh, so again, Poor Decisions. So I am a mobile bartender. So I do cocktails as well as mocktails, but I do fresh lemonades. Mm-hmm. So everything is made fresh. Like the fruit I puree, the lemons I squeeze, I make my own simple syrup, all of that. They are my test tasters.
Yeah.
So they're the ones in there trying to taste it once I finish. I actually use their opinion a lot. So once I finish making my first batch, everybody has to go around and taste it. So they be like, oh, this is good. Oh, you might need to add this. So whatever they say, I'll add to it. Or if they be like, that's perfect, that's perfect. And I won't touch it after that. So, but it's funny because my niece and my youngest daughter, they now want to start their own lemonade stand. They little lemonade business, but they just be in the way. But but I need them around because I definitely do be needing for them to taste my drink, because I might like mine's a little tart, and then some people like theirs a little sweet, and then we find the even balance. So that's why I definitely need them with me when I'm making my drink.
Hey, that's perfect. Free taste takers.
Yes.
Yes. You don't have to get nobody trying to taste your stuff and have to pay them to taste it. But that's good. That's good. So after these messages, we're going to continue to talk to my guest, Lady J, and we're going to talk about, hey, how does she build a community? And what about self-care? Because, it's Mother's Day. It is Mother's Month. It's Mother's 365. So how are you taking care of yourself and enjoying life and not leaving yourself behind as you're taking care of your kids, or if you are a mother figure of some type, how are you taking care of yourself? So after these messages, please make sure that you stay tuned, and we're going to continue to talk to my guest, Lady J. Got a story, a business, or an idea you'd love to share over a good cup of coffee? I want to meet you. Come be my guest on the show. We celebrate voices big. Welcome back to Coffee with Joy. We bring my guest, Lady J, back on. Woo! Lady J, yes. So as you know, lifing. Now, do you have like a community that helps? Like you may have your parents or, your sister's friends that may help with your with your kids, because sometimes you may have to stay up late work or, running your business or so forth. How do you incorporate community in your life?
So it's different now. So my mom has always played a big part in my life, especially when it comes to my children. My brother has played a part as well. Friends have been there. Therapy has helped out a lot as well. I don't really like to burden people, and I call it a burden, even though people say ask. So it took a long time for me to ask others to kind of help me, because in my mind, it's not your problem. You get what I'm saying? So I knew family will always be there. So it was a struggle more when it was me and my first two. Yeah. But now with the last two, they're all older. So even when I'm working Poor Decisions, I brought baby girl with me. Yeah. I've brought both of them with me. because a lot of events I do is family friendly.
Okay.
So again, like I said, I do cocktails and mocktails. So
Mm-hmm.
I serve kids as well as the drinkers.
You're right.
So it's not as hard now because they are older,
Mm.
but because like my mom, she left, she moved to Florida. I cried, y'all. I did, because
Aw.
I thought my life was gonna be over. Because again, she's always been my backbone, right? Then when my youngest son left to go to school, I cried when he left too, because he's always been the responsible one out of all the kids, right?
Community started just
Right.
deviated. Yeah.
But then once they both left, God really showed me, like, you got this.
Yeah.
And not even realizing that I had it. Because
Amen.
again, my kids are now older. So even with this 8-year-old, the 15-year-old is there to help when I need her to help.
That's good.
So fathers, they play a part.
Yeah.
My brother still plays a part as well. If I ask my friends, it's like a last minute thing.
Yeah.
So I'm still kind of on that, unless I really really need you and I don't have nothing else. But for the most part, it's my family.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I know community does play a big part. And when you have that help, just that extra help definitely kind of put like a breather on and move a little, expeditiously according to what needs to be done. But now with the self-care, with moving about, doing things, how does Lady J handle self-care? What does self-care look like for Lady J?
Well, Lady J has been in therapy. You hear
Yeah.
me?
Nothing wrong.
Look, my
Yeah.
therapist trying to kick me out now. So
I-
no, but therapy definitely helped me to
Mhm.
learn how to take better care of myself.
Okay.
Um, because like I said, it took a lot for me to ask for help, because
Mhm.
again, I didn't want to burden people. So going through therapy, she made me realize, like, it's okay to be selfish, right? So 2 days out the year, I'm not on mommy duty. That's my birthday
Yeah.
and Mother's Day. Y'all better come get y'all kids. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um I also get my nails and my feet done.
Yeah.
So when I do that by myself. Because my
Mhm.
daughter, she likes to get hers done too. We have to go at separate times, because when I
Mhm.
do that, that's my time to myself.
Yeah.
Um, Sometimes I just sit in my car.
Yeah. Yeah.
After I get off work, I might just pull up, might go sneak me a little Chick-fil-A, get me an ice cream cone real fast, because I know once I open that door, it's mom. you know? So you have to learn how to be selfish, right?
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely okay. And I travel, I don't know if I'm going anywhere this year, but
Yeah.
I normally take a trip once a year. My kids even take trips once a year. But I definitely make that time.
Yeah.
And sometimes if I can't go somewhere, me just being in my room.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's good. I mean, because again, self care doesn't always look like what people think. Long
hmm
as you're taking care of yourself, because the last thing we want a mother to the bottom to fall out. And
hmm
and we all have it. Everyone has a little pride. We don't want to ask for that help, and sometimes we try to pull forth. But long as you're pouring into you, because a cup can't serve it when it's empty. You know.
correct.
So when you're able to see those little milestones along your life, you're able to give back, and just pause life and just say, hey. And especially now that your kids are getting older, they somewhat can self-regulate and self-do. So it kind of make things easy. Because I can imagine, from 1-year-old to an 8-year-old definitely can maneuver, do at least 30% some things that you think that she can't do, but now she can do. So
hmm
as we bring the show to a close, Lady J, what keeps Lady J going as far as like prayer, scripture? Because we know life is life, and we know things go on, we know things takes place, but what keeps Lady J going?
Jesus is on my tail right now.
Amen.
You hear me? And I ain't gonna lie, I ain't always listen, but now I am listening, right?
Amen.
Um, my kids have always been my motivation.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to always still be my motivation. Even though they're in different parts of their lives, they may not need me full time, but I'm still here as a tool.
That's good.
So, kids, prayer, my friends. I love my friends. Like I said, I love being around people. I just love to have a good time. You give me some music. I'm gonna have a good time.
Control.
I'm gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
But I am learning how to incorporate the whole working out piece.
Yeah.
That's the one part I'm missing. So I need to definitely start working on that. But just living life and letting go. Like, I'm realizing life is too short. So I take it one day at a time. I'm thankful. I might have my hiccups. I might cry. I might yell.
Yeah.
And I just bring it all back and say, okay, I made it through the day. And I have more than enough for today.
That's good.
So,
whoop, whoop. Yeah, thank you, Lady J, for being on Coffee with Joy. I'm so ever grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for tuning in and watching Coffee with Joy. I am so excited. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And if you would love to patronize our company, please make sure that you follow our QR codes. And if you have any questions about Lady J and her business, please make sure that you follow the information below. And if you'd like to share any insight, or if you have a teenager or you have kids in different age gap, please do share. We would love to hear. And as you know, if it is a weekday or weekend, it is Coffee with Joy. Until then, live life on purpose. See you all soon.